Good morning, three people. Just waiting on a few more people to come on the live. Good morning, five people. I don't know where y'all live at, but nobody told me that the winter was still here. I woke up this morning and I kept like, why is it so cold in my apartment? I did have my air on, but then I I turned it off because I had to take a shower, and then I kept saying, why is it still cold? So we had a thunderstorm last night, and I said, let me step outside. Let me put my head out the door and see. Oh my God, it's freezing out there. It is freezing outside. I thought I heard somebody say it was cold somewhere yesterday. So yeah, so I guess the winter is still trying to hold on. You know, it's still trying to hold on. Yeah. Thank you for the one like. But we're gonna talk about this Caitlyn Jenner mess. I gotta have more people come on here. It's not enough people on here because I was gonna talk about this last night and I completely forgot to put it in my notes. But I'm definitely gonna talk about Caitlyn Jenner as soon as I get a few more people. Maybe just 20 people. Then I'll start talking because I'm getting ready to go back to sleep. It's cold outside and I really want to get up and fix me something to eat, but yeah, see, my heat just popped on, so that means it's cold outside. Yeah, I love the winter. I do. I love the winter. I can't stand the summer. As soon as I get 20 people in here, I'll start. I want to talk about this Caitlyn Jenner thing, but I gotta have at least 20 people in here. So yeah, you have to always remember when you go into somebody's live feed, if you hit the like button, that does help get the numbers up. So just always remember that, y'all. Always remember that. Some y'all forget. I forget when I watch other people's live. I always forget, but it does help the live, so you won't just be you four and five people just looking at each other. And some people ain't gonna hit it because they're haters and they don't really like your show, so they just want to see what you're talking about. So we ain't talking about those people. We're talking about the people who really support the shows. I always hit the like with the thumbs up. Excuse me. I always hit the thumbs up because it brings more people into the live. So as soon as I get 20 people on here, I'll start talking about it. I want to wait until I get at least 20 people on here. Four, gotta wake our way up. Anybody? We ain't got enough people on here. There we go. No, ain't but one person hit the like button, so oh, two people hit it. hmm I gotta put some lotion on me. I think the water that they use in these damn countries, not the country, but I don't think this water be no good. I wish I take a bath with filtered water. All right, we try to get there. We try to get to 20, y'all. I do want to talk about the story, but I'm 7 minutes into this video, and it's so. I know it's a Saturday. Everybody's asleep. I was asleep, but I got up to use the restroom and then check to see what was going on outside. But I'm going to go back to bed as soon as I tell you. I'll talk about this Caitlyn Jenner stuff. We're almost there. We need about 20 people, and I'll get into the conversation. Good morning, Penny. Is it cold where you at, Penny? These are reading glasses, y'all. Because I can't find my. I don't know what I did with my glasses. It's not cold. Well, it must be coming because it is freezing here. Yeah, it's freezing here. And I remember Chase telling me they was getting the cold front, and I was like, a cold front? It's in the 40s. It is in the 40s in Texas. Yes, it's in the 40s. Well, I tell you, I can't keep up with glasses. I have my reading glasses. I got to go to the dollar store and buy $100 worth. I mean, buy 100 glasses, or at least 30 of them, because I lose them. But these are reading glasses. I can see, and plus they're good because it's the light is so bright and it's actually good. So, but y'all, it might be coming. You might want to check your weather. All right, we just need 10 more people to go, and I'm gonna tell you guys. Oh, well, I'm gonna talk about this Caitlyn Jenner stuff. But y'all have to hit the thumbs up. That brings more people into the live. We just need 20 people so I can talk about this. 20. That's it. 20. I guess I'll share it. Hold on. Let me share my live. Hold on. Okay, I just shared it. I slept good, but it seems like as soon as I go to bed, it seems like, well, I took a shower, 'cause to get all the makeup and stuff off of me. So by the time I wind down, I always clean up my house. I don't never leave my house dirty. I always clean up and take a shower. I can't remember what time it was before I went to sleep. Yeah. But seems like as soon as you go to sleep, it's time to get up again. I hate that. But I'm going back to sleep after I finish talking to y'all. So I'm gonna go ahead and talk about this Caitlyn Jenner shit. You know, I tell you, I'm just gonna say this, and I don't care if nobody likes it. You do not have to agree with me. You can fall out with me. I don't care. I believe that you're born gay. I believe that some instances, some people, things happen to them, and that I believe that happens to some. That I was never, nothing sexual ever happened to me when I was a kid. Like some people think, even my mom believes that, but she hadn't said anything about it in years. But I've always been attracted to men, always, and that's what I was always afraid of when I was young, of telling anybody that, because I knew that what the Bible said, what people talked about and stuff like that, even though I never understood why King James was a homosexual. But anyway, Caitlyn Jenner is delusional. This bitch is fucking delusional. Girl, Bruce Jenner, Caitlyn, whatever your name is, you talking about you turned in your passport that has female on there. They sent it back to you and it said it had male on there. And you said that you still love Trump and you're not mad at Trump. He's a busy man. You know what, y'all? Some people are just delusional. And the hope, and while I'm saying that, is about the boy. He said, I'm not gay no more. I've been delivered. Delusional. You're still gay. Darren Fleet, who I've been talking about all week, saying, "Oh, I'm not gonna marry a man because I don't want to go to hell. You're gonna go hell anyway if you're reading the right Bible because you believe what you've been reading about man married a man. You're still gonna go to hell. You're delusional. So you're gonna vote for Trump, and you know what Trump and his administration stands for, and you're gonna sit up there and say, "Oh, he's just a busy man. I have his number in my phone." And you know what this reminds me of a child that of a person that's been abused by someone in their family or someone that they know, and they let me turn it around the other way. A person who abuses somebody and they know that they're wrong for abusing somebody, and the person that they're abusing knows that it's wrong, but instead of them getting help for it, they 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 go along with it until they finally wake up and realize that it's wrong to abuse people and take advantage of people. You are a full-fledged trans person, and you voted for somebody who has completely, or they are completely, matter of fact, they're trying to pass a law where you could be arrested for having female on your driver's license and you knew that you were born a male. And you mean to tell me you say you love Trump? Y'all, I, I don't get it. Here's an example. A man or a woman in an abusive relationship, and they say but he still loves me. She loves me because women are abusive too. I just saw I just saw a video online where this crazy lady had busted out her husband's window, child custody battle they got going on. This crazy bitch was busted out his windows and she was hanging on the side of the car. So some women are crazy too. But for you to know that you voted for this administration who is totally against what you stand for, it would be just like me going and saying I want to be a Klan member. In knowing that the Klan does not stand with me and what they stand for. You got to be slow, delusional, or misinformed, or missing something. What they say, your elevator don't go all the way up to the top. Bruce Jenner, Trump don't care about you. Caitlyn said, "Oh, I got his number in my phone, and he's just a busy person, and I love Trump." To be honest with y'all, it really makes me want to cry because somebody who doesn't see that this person does not care about you, and you still jumping on the bandwagon and really believe in your heart that Trump likes you, he cares about you, and what you stand for, I actually feel sorry for that person. I do. Going back to abusive relationships, a woman or a man who's in abusive relationships and say, "Oh, he loves me and he's gonna change and things gonna get better," and he or she started beating your ass, and you steady believing in your mind that he's gonna change. Listen, the first time a motherfucker even raised their hand toward me, I'm going the other way. I'm not gonna be in an abusive relationship because I grew up watching my parents fight and stuff, and I can't stand abusive relationships. I don't even want to be in an abusive relationship with friends. If I got to, and it's so sad. My best friend, who took me in on his wings when I was young, when I was 18, 19, when I first moved to Houston. Years later, he was in a horrible, abusive relationship. I mean, horrible. Pushed him out the window and almost killed him. Had him in the hospital. My friend Lee, I always talk about the one who took me to his grandmother's house to live with his grandmother when I was didn't have anywhere to stay. He was in a horrible, abusive relationship, and he stayed with this boy. And now he's dead, and the boy's still living. And I can't stand him. I hate him. I can't stand him. I hate him. And I know hate is a bad word, but anybody who puts their hand on somebody and tries to take their life, they don't love you. They hate you. I'm not going to be in an abusive relationship physically or verbally with anybody. You got friends that are abusive, right? Especially if they get a little, especially some of them get little drinks in their hand, in their mouth. They get abusive. I'm not. I can't do it. And Caitlyn Jenner is just like some gay people who really believe they're gonna turn straight. And shout out to the people who are gay and go straight. Shout out to you. I'm not knocking you. I hope you go straight. I hope you get kids. Donnie McClurkin been going straight, and he claimed he's been delivered. Where are the children at? Where's the wife? And I heard this. I heard. I've been talking about Darren Fleet all week. I heard this girl when she asked this question. She was at some event. She said, "Yeah, I was just wanting to know. I'm in a relationship with this guy. He was a homosexual, and I just want to know, you know, uh, uh, I just want to know um, how should I handle this." And the man said, ma'am, I don't mean no harm. If somebody say they've been delivered, I'm happy for them. But why would you be with a person that's saying that they used to be homosexual and you basically being used as an experiment is basically what he was saying. Bitch, there's too many other men out there. I would rather as a woman, I would rather go and find me a man that's say no, and if you never know if he's gay, but if you telling me that you was gay and you've been gay, let's say if you it'd be different if if you met a guy when he was like 19, 18, 19, right? And he's 21. He said, well, yeah, I used to mess around with guys, but I've been delivered and I'm living for Jesus. Okay, good. But bitch, you in your 50s and your 60s, and you gonna tell this woman, well, I was a homosexual, and I was, messing with me. At 50 and 60, you want to take a chance of being with this dude, and he said, "Girl, go find you somebody else. Please go find you somebody else. The dick can't be that damn good. Please go find you somebody else." But some people get in abusive relationships. Some people are so delusional with their lives that they think. And again, I'm not saying a person can't been delivered. I ain't never known of a homosexual that's been delivered that I know of. And I believe that you can be gay and not even do gay shit. I really believe that. But it's just Bruce Jenner. You got Caitlyn, Bruce, whatever girl. You got to be fucking crazy to think that Trump is gonna call you. If Trump, but these racist folks, they help one another. They cut for one another. So now, if Trump does help Caitlyn and change Caitlyn's passport to female, then well, that's what racist white people do, and that's what rich people do for one another. But if you do it for Caitlyn, you need to do it for everybody else. I love Trump, girl. When I saw that, and y'all know that Caitlyn is being roasted on the internet right now. Roasted, roasted. And I go back to the I'm not gay no more. I've been delivered. I got to put my glasses on. I can't see what you said. I can, but I don't want to. I'm gonna put on my glasses. I want on the show. I don't want to strain my eyes. Good morning. Hello, Chicago. Good morning. Yeah, yeah. Like you got to be really delusional to think that this man sports you. I mean, they basically trying to fix it to where Well, I don't believe that uh, a trans person should do sports. That I definitely don't. I've never believed that. No, we need to create your own lane, honey. No, because I don't care. If you were born a male, you still got that manly. You get what I'm saying. No, you should not be in the women's sports. No, I definitely agree with that. As far as the bathroom, honey, if they don't know you're a woman, if they don't know you're a man and you look like a woman and you can pass as a woman, bitch, take your ass up in there. Because you'd be surprised how many trans people that that you'd be surprised that you wouldn't know that they were men that be going up in these bathrooms. My problem with that is you have a lot of these sick so-called child molesters and people like that, and they are saying that they're trans just so they can have an excuse for going into bathrooms, and they making it bad for people who are not even interested in children. You know what I'm saying? Back in the '80s when I came out, child, we going to when I used to, back in the '80s, I would go to straight clubs and drag, go to the women's bathroom. It wasn't no issue. Of course, I would never go out in the daytime because I'm not a trans person. But back when we did shows, back in the day, child, we go to the gate, like, hey, child, girl, let me get in the stall, use the back. It wasn't no big deal. But I would, because I never, well, see, I didn't have the issue because I didn't go out in the daytime. I didn't go out in the daytime because I'm not a trans person. I just did drag shows. So most of those happen at night. Um, but I had a trans daughter, and he never had silicone, breast implants, nothing. And he looked just like a woman, talk like one, look like one. You would never known that he was the guy because he got murdered. He got murdered. And he would go in the women's bathroom. Nobody would say nothing. I took a friend of mine to the Maury show years ago, and I don't want to say her name, but she he's always looked like a female and talked like one. So we went to the Maury show. When we got on the plane, showed the ID to go, they looked at the ID and said, male. Yeah, because he looked so much like a woman and never had no silicone, no nothing, just you know, if you can go in the if don't nobody know your T, honey, but we these damn truck driving motherfuckers talking about, oh, I'm a woman, I'm a woman. Your voice is deeper than mine. You got a 5 o'clock shadow and no wig on your head. Talking about you're a woman and you want to go in the women's bathroom. Girl, sit down. When I used to do the Improv Comedy Club back in the days in Addison, Texas, um, they had a bathroom in the back. So, when I was doing drag, and I would go in the back and use the bathroom because I was, wanted to respect, uh, I wanted to respect, the women, whatever. But yeah, I don't know. I don't know, y'all. I don't know. I just think, and I just like I'm gonna go back to the Darren Fleet thing again. I'm not gonna stay off his ass. You know, he said, "Oh, I ain't been canceled yet." No, of course you're not being canceled because your followers are not gay. You do have gay followers, but not a lot. Well, you might, but you don't have it. The most like my channel is mostly women that follow me, and those women who follow Darren are just a delusion or two to believe that Darren is gonna marry a woman and gets Girl, don't wait to get saved. If you're gonna get saved and delivered, go on to do it now. Stop doing comedy. Start doing your Christian comedy because you're gonna die and go to hell. Not for marrying a man, according to the Bible that you read. You're gonna die and go to hell because you're having people come see you tell jokes, and I'm sure some nasty jokes, and you got people coming in paying to come in to see you, and they're drinking alcohol. It's all a sin. Just completely stop doing what you're doing. Go get you a woman. Go find you somebody that's gonna marry you, have you some children, and go straight. And stop saying when I die, because Darren, you don't know when you're gonna die. You could die tomorrow. You can't assume that. Oh, okay. Well, I'm gonna do my comedy show. Then I'm gonna, when do you think you're gonna go get your woman after you done ran through all these other different women and men? Then all of a sudden, no. Uh-uh. Somebody, some woman will marry you because you got money. Yeah, a woman would definitely marry you because you got money. Because you ain't cute. You ain't cute as me. You got more subscribers than me. You sell out at the improvs. Something I've done twice, only twice. But no, I didn't sell out, but I had a good night twice at the Improv Comedy Club. But girl, I'm tired of people talking about, no, you're not gonna be canceled because those people really believe that you're gonna marry a woman. You don't wait to get saved. You're going to get saved now. And if you get saved the way I was raised to getting saved, which I don't agree with all of that, is you can't be doing no comedy. Mm-mm. You can't be having folks come in drinking and you cussing on stage and stuff. No, girl. Go on to get saved. Go on and really get saved and don't do comedy. Don't have people pay to see you tell nasty jokes and make up, talk about stuff because you gossip too. Gossiping is a sin too. Who do Yeah, gossip is a sin. So according to the Bible that you're reading, when you said two men ain't supposed to be together and married, and you're not gonna do that because I don't want to leave here. I want to make sure I'm right before I leave here. When is the time to be right? Today. That's what the preacher tell you. Today is the day. You can't wait. Amen. That's what they tell you at the funerals. Don't wait till tomorrow. Go on and give your life to God today, Darren. Go on and get saved now, girl. And stop making all that money at the improv and these comedy clubs that you're doing, girl. And go on and get saved now. And leave all that other stuff behind and see how far you get. And these women that are delusional and yeah, they'll stand in line to marry you because you got a little money. Anyway, y'all, I don't understand why someone like Kate and listen, Caitlyn Jenner ain't the only one. There's a lot of trans people out there that voted for Trump and think they still love Trump. Yeah, delusional. Delusional. You have some black people who think they white. They think they got the black skin, but they think they white. Mexicans too, who got Mexican, Latin Americans who think they white. Anyway, I just want to share that with y'all and think about it. Talk amongst yourselves. I'm going to go back to bed. I'm tired. I guess I cook me a little breakfast, so I go to bed. But talk amongst yourselves. If y'all see this video after the video ends, leave a comment below. Let me know what you think. Is Caitlyn Jenner doing the right thing? But I have Trump's phone number in my phone. You sound like Tiger Woods, another Uncle Tom. You gonna call Trump after you done had a wreck and know that you're the one that's in the wrong? Delusional. What did Billy Porter say about Rihanna? Not Rihanna, but what did Billy Porter say about Nicki Minaj? All right, y'all. I'm going back to bed. Is it cold where you guys are at? So the person from Chicago, what part of Chicago you live in? If you're still on here, person from Chicago, you still on here? I guess not. Oh, no, it's not. Okay. How long you been following me? You ever heard me tell this story about Chicago? Oh. Mm. Yes, Connecticut. Oh, I want to come to Connecticut. Speaking of girls, I did date a girl from Connecticut years ago. Yeah, yeah. You talked about it last night. Okay, okay, okay. So yeah, you was that was you. Okay, it's so many people come in my life. I don't remember. Yeah, yeah. But also the church that I played. Well, the church I played for in Texas. We came to Chicago, and it was called the Old Landmark. It was called the Old Landmark. Seriously, y'all, the Old Landmark. Look it up online. They're online now. The Old Landmark Church of God Holiness in Christ. Baby, they said the Church of God in Christ was going to hell. Baby, they was they was strict. They was like Church of God in Christ used to be when it first came out. No makeup, no jewelry, no Jerry curls. They talked bad about everybody, gays, you know. Thank y'all for subscribing. They talked about everybody, especially the gays. And they didn't call gay people homosexuals. They called them punks and lesbians. They were strict. Well, why would you go there, PT? Well, I was young, and that was at the time. You got to remember, I was young. Um, yeah, I know the old landmark is not. They still around, but I know after the bishop died, I don't think they in that. I don't even know if they in that same building or not. It was at 7201 South Jeffrey Boulevard. So I don't even know if they still there. If they still there anymore. But I know they've changed. Yeah, it changed a lot. But I was young, and that was a time that I had didn't have anywhere to stay, and my friend took me to his grandmother's house, and I stayed with her, and they found out I was a musician, and they came and got me, took me to the church, and I played for the church. That's how I was, you know. Child, let me tell y'all something. They talked about sin, you know. Oh, thank y'all for subscribing. They talked about sin but they really went in on the homosexual side of gays. They call them punks and lesbians. They never said homosexuals. And who the bishop? His name was Bishop Ariel Mitchell. Ariel Mitchell. He's dead now. He been gone. Yeah. And y'all ever seen on the internet this real big old lady? She was her name was I think it's Angie Mitchell. She used to sometimes she go viral on the internet. She talked about when y'all go to these repasses, stop taking all them plates when you go to the funeral and stop taking folks all them to go plates and get somewhere and sit down. And that was his wife. But anyway, and I just went there to the church in Texas because you know I played the piano and they didn't have a musician, so I went and played for them. But they set me down a few times when I went to go get on the organ. They said, "Have a seat, brother," because they probably heard something that I did. Because I was a little small town called Conroe, Texas, about 45 minutes from Houston. Now, while the pastor was sitting me down, he should have sat his wife down because that bitch left and slept with the bitch slept with the assistant pastor and they left. Yeah. The man that was talking about homosexuals and sin and Sodom and Gomorrah and yeah, the whole time your wife was sleeping with the assistant pastor. That's who you should have been checking. And they still together to this day. Shout out to the Elder Rito and former Sister Grant. Oh, I feel like being messy this morning. But I don't want to judge them because I ain't perfect. But that goes to show you, these people who get up and, you know, for example, Eddie Long. In the community, in the LGBTQ community, everybody always talk about it. I heard about Eddie Long way before all that scandal went down. And I do believe there's some good churches out there. One thing about church and God, the Bible, there's some really good churches out there and good pastors out there and first ladies and whatever. You know, I don't really, to me, I don't like to judge people because I don't like people judging me. But you know, there's some good people out there that have great churches and um, they do well and they help people and whatever the case may be. But nobody's perfect. Nobody's perfect. I tell people all the time. What's that man? That was a man in Dallas. Never went to his church. I heard about him. I think they said his name was Tony something. Tony somebody. Tony Evans. I think that you might want to Google his name. Big church in Dallas. Big church in Dallas. Oh, he touched on the homosexuals, but he had to resign. No, bitch, tell us why you resigned. You sit up there talking about homosexuals. Why? What you gonna resign from the church for? Tell us. We want to know. Probably sleeping with some damn woman. Yeah, she left Hunter. And when I was young, but I was wondering why was assistant pastor. I was in the first lady's face. I couldn't, but it finally came out years ago after I left. I had left Conroe years ago. I left, and then when I found out, they said, "Yeah, did you know El Rito and Sister Grant was messing around?" I said, "What? What?" And bitch, the the pastor, Elder Grant, Reverend Grant, when they say elder for kind of Kojic, they wasn't Kojic. They was just Church of God of Holiness in Christ. His son is a huge Zydeco singer now. Huge, huge Zydeco singer. He was a little boy when I was there. He was just a little boy, and I remember I had was driving back to Dallas, coming from Houston, and I said, I'm gonna stop by this church because they have 3 o'clock service. So I'm gonna stop by this church, just to see what's going on in the church, what's popping. Bitch, it wasn't nobody there. When I went there, it was packed. It was nobody in the church. So when I walked in, he knew exactly who I was. You know what he said? He's like, "Hey, brother, man, I remember you. You played the piano at the church here." Yeah, he said, "How you been? Whoop de whoop de whoop." He's talking to me and everything. And I felt sorry for him, because his wife left him for another man, you know, and him preaching the way he preached. Listen, if a person goes hard on gays and homosexuals, that shit don't bother me. I've been listening to that shit since I was a little boy. Shit don't bother me at all. It don't bother me. And so he was like, well, my son is a big Zydeco. And I said, oh, yeah, I heard. I started to say, ain't he going to hell? Because back when I used to go to church when I was young, 19 to 20, 21, you would go to hell for doing anything outside of what they believed in. But I guess it's okay because it's his son. Yeah. And there's something how some of these church people, they give certain people a pass. Well, why you not sending your son to hell? But you gonna send me to hell. He's singing Zydeco music, which I love Zydeco music. I love it. So, well, why does he get a pass and I don't get one? So anyway, all right, y'all. Again, it is cold here where I'm at in Texas, and my heat is on. The heat is on. I think I'm gonna get up, fix me some breakfast, watch a little TV, and check in with y'all later. Okay. I'm glad that y'all listened. Thank y'all for those who responded. Thank you for those who responded, and for those who didn't. I hope you got an earful. And Caitlyn Jenner goes straight to hell because Trump don't give a fuck about you. Okay. See y'all later on.